Hello, this is Not a Spring Chick, and today is the first day of spring, and I brought something because, well, this is dental floss. So you're probably curious. I brought this because there's been some requests for me to make a dental floss bikini, but I'm still not quite certain how that works. Do you know? Or maybe it goes like this.
They read hands now.
Who does?
The Fox people read hands, and what do you do with your hands?
Oh, that's right, like the body language stuff?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So what are your hands saying?
Well, if my hands are like that, then it means I'm totally relaxed. If I do this, it means I'm relaxed. But if I do this, or do this, or do that, it means I'm nervous.
So how do you want to start today's broadcast?
I'm old.
Okay. Well, here we are with Oldecam for OFN with comments on the headlines of today. China tightens its grip in Tibetan areas.
Just a little while ago, they announced they're sending even more troops in,
Bush okay supplying arms to Kosovo.
which is stupid.
Democratic Party says revote in Michigan meets rules.
But no one wants to do it. I mean, Obama has already vetoed it, saying it's not going to happen.
Bin Laden slams EU over prophet cartoons.
But it's all right for Muslims to make cartoons about the Jewish or any other faith.
War protesters halt traffic, recall dead.
Oh, it's just people that wouldn't fight for our country if their life depended upon it.
Apple said to weigh unlimited music deal.
But it's going to cost you.
First, San Francisco banned it, then Chicago started taxing it. Now the city of Seattle is taking action against bottled water. Last week?
Yeah, it means that they have decided that bottled water is bad for the environment because of the plastic containers it takes up. So community after community is shutting it off. Also because they know that a lot of bottled water is nothing more than tap water anyway.
Mortgage lenders to pump $200 billion into markets.
That's, that it sounds good, but you go try and get a loan.
Tibet adds pressure for Olympic sponsors.
Basically, it's becoming very politically incorrect for McDonald's and Anheuser-Busch and Pepsi to sit there and sponsor something where people are using the military to crush a revolt.
Obama, trust me to end the war.
Basically he's running on the day I take office, we're going to start pulling the troops out. He doesn't care the consequences, he just needs to get that people voting for him.
Global warming rushes timing of spring.
Anybody heard of, great, 6 weeks early, 6 weeks late? Because there really is no set time for spring to come. It just happens when it happens.
You check for the blooms. Screaming sports coaches and cutthroat tycoons have it wrong. Nice guys do finish first, a new study suggests.
Of course, this was done by the same people that did the study that says, illegal aliens are actually good because they prevent crime.
Very interesting on that one. Wells Fargo to sell online safes.
Would you want to buy an online safe when they hack everything under the sun?
Study, age of blood may affect patients.
Well, it's another one of those studies that, how in the world do you get money for something that everybody knows you shouldn't be doing to begin with?
Groups respond to Obama's call for national discussion about race.
Of course, they're all people who are supporting Mr. Obama to begin with. There are no Reagan Democrats, no Republicans, which means it's divisive, not cohesive.
Study, age of blood may affect patients.
Uh-oh. Didn't we just say that one?
Uh-oh, it is live. Okay. A Philadelphia agency has ruled that English-only signs at a famous cheesesteak shop are not discriminatory.
Well, how can it be discriminatory to actually be able to understand what people are doing?
Clinton camp, where are your records, Senator Obama?
Tit for tat.
Heparin discovery may point to Chinese counterfeiting.
Yeah, our China messing in the lives of our people.
Kuwait's Emir Sheikh Sabah Ahmed al-Sabah on Wednesday dissolved the opposition-dominated parliament, calling for new elections on May 17th.
Well, if you basically are a Muslim dictatorship, you don't want to have somebody in office that opposes you.
A black man was sentenced on Wednesday to 2 to 4 years in prison for fatally shooting a white teenager during a racially charged confrontation.
Yeah, they said if he'd have been white, he'd have went to prison at least for the rest of his life, but because he's black, he got special treatment.
Sony Ericsson sees slowing moving mobile phone sales.
Well, because, I mean, how many mobile phones can a person actually have? The same as how many iPods do you actually need?
Windows Vista SP1 wreaks havoc on some PCs, users complain.
Well, since Windows Vista wreaked havoc to begin with, what makes you think that the security replacement wouldn't do the same?
The growing graveyard of debris around Earth poses a serious threat to spacecraft.
I know, we don't have garbage collectors in space yet.
2010 organizers defend the Beijing Olympics.
Well, what are they going to do? Because if you organize against Beijing, Beijing will organize against you, and there's a lot of communists out there.
Salmonella outbreak may be tied to water.
What isn't tied to water?
Basically, parts of the internet can't talk to each other.
That's not supposed to happen, you know, under any circumstances, but it looks like we've got some internet is not compatible with other internet anymore, which is unbelievable.
Amazing. SEC's Bear Stearns probe.
I think it's a little too late to figure out how in the world they could have a run on the bank.
There are some divides that Obama can't bridge.
He can't convince Reagan Republicans that he is their man. He can't convince rich black businesses that he's their man, and he can't convince most of the people that vote Republican that he's their man.
So whose man is he?
Obviously, whoever it is that writes all those things that he spends all his time reading, because it doesn't look like there's an original thought in the man's head.
Flooding across the central part of the country over the past 3 days has killed at least 13 people and forced thousands to evacuate.
I mean, when are people going to get it through their heads you can't cross moving water? Even if it was this deep, it's enough to move a car sideways. Just think if it can move a 2,000-pound car sideways, what it's going to do to you if you stand in it.
Good point. Adobe backtracks on building iPhone flash player.
Yeah, because Microsoft spilled the beans.
Nintendo has blamed pipeline strain for lagging online Wii performance while promising improvements.
Well, the problem is that the internet still is in its infancy, even though it's 30 years old, and there's too many bugs on downloading.
A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Time when it's lost can never be made up.